Hey, we are back with the Screen Team, and we are very, very excited. We've done 999 movies, and one more to equal 1,000. And with me right now are two of the original Screen Teamers.
The OGs.
We've got Sabrina and Michael. Guys, how are you?
Oh, man. 1,000 movies.
I know, isn't it cool?
That blows me away.
It blows me away, too, man.
Like, literally, it just feels like it was yesterday. We were at the movies, still figuring out the title of what we're going to call the show.
Yeah. And then one time we went to the theater, and I was like, Michael, I need a name. You're like, how about the Screen Team? I was like, genius. Brilliant.
No, get some popcorn.
That's exactly right. Of course, 1,000th review, and we'll get into what that movie is, and we'll get into who the winner of the St. Louis trip is here in just a second. But Sabrina, 1,000 reviews, very exciting, right?
Well, yeah, of course it is. I mean, we didn't have any idea when we started this that we would be doing this for so long, and this fella right here was just a sparkle in our eye.
He wasn't even here.
And he's grown up doing this show, and it's really cool. Hey, do you like movies? Yeah.
He likes dinosaurs.
Yep. He likes dinosaur movies. Yeah. Power Rangers, and just as a very appropriate.
Yeah.
He stays up to speed. That's for sure. And he's actually one of the reasons why we do the show, so that so that we can educate people before they go.
Exactly. So
That's right.
If you do have children his age, you'll kind of have a heads up about, if it's kind of quality for kids, if it's good, bad, or if it's not appropriate, etc.
Well, and it's not always about going to the movies.
No, absolutely.
Because so much of our viewing is done at home.
Exactly.
Whether it's online movie services or rentals,
and that's the future
or whatever
of
it
movies,
is.
Really.
You want to know what's on the TV or available to them by the internet. If they're Netflixing it on a tablet and you're off cooking supper,
exactly,
you want to know what they have access to. And if you hear something because you've already previewed it, then
there's a better chance of being able to filter it, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it's my purpose anyway.
Anyway, 1,000 review.
Do you guys know what the 1,000th review is?
Yes.
It's a review of a show.
No. It's a review of our very first review.
No kidding.
It's our very first review we ever did. It never aired on the Screen Team. It was a demo that we used to kind of get permission to do the show on air. But it never...
Stick figures. Puppets.
It never...
that you made.
This is Michael.
No, really. This is the idea. Here's the actors. Oh, it's awesome. It's so great. What a great movie. And they're saying lines.
That's exactly how it went, for sure.
That's really awesome, actually.
So our 1,000th movie review is the Christopher Nolan film Inception. You remember doing that?
I remember that.
Remember doing that?
And that was an outstanding movie.
Very, very good. Very good movie.
What's crazy is that we've been building this up, and getting ready for this particular show, the 1,000th, and we, I didn't know exactly what he was going to do. This is the kingpin right here. Yeah. And then, he told me, and then I was like, oh, you got to be kidding. I don't even remember doing it.
Yeah.
And so I haven't heard this show.
Yeah.
No, that was clever. Keep it surprised. No, we were all surprised.
So our 1,000th movie review is our very, very first movie review we ever did. The movie is Inception. And, of course, for the past month, we've been doing this big giveaway for a chance for you to win a trip to St. Louis with Six Flags tickets, hotel accommodations, tickets to the Arch, all that kind of stuff.
Package.
I know, right? We've been asking you to guess our 1,000th movie review. We've had many people get it right, so we've put it all in a big basket, and we pulled out a name, and the winner of the St. Louis trip is a lady named Lisa Stucker.
Congratulations, Lisa.
Lisa is
it's rigged. Don't want to recount. I had my name in there 18 times.
You don't get the win, Michael. Lisa Stucker is the winner of the St. Louis trip. Congratulations. And before we get into our 1,000th movie review, I personally want to thank every one of the Screen Team members. That can be very difficult sometimes with them. Telling them, hey.
How many do we have?
We've got over 20.
I mean, we started this, it was 3.
Yep.
And then we expanded to 4. and then we went to 5 and 6,
Well, it's
and
really
then it was
limitless. You think about it, we could because so many movie lovers out there.
Yeah.
It's crazy how excited we actually are when we get to bring somebody else in to the fold of our movie reviews, because it just expands the perception of the movie to the audience,
Exactly.
and then we have just that much more to share.
Each different view is always interesting because everyone has a different take.
Yeah, and I don't have to go to as many movies.
It's all about you. It's always about her. But seriously, thank you to these two crazy cats for starting this show.
Thank you. You're the main
me, and
dog.
Thank you to all the other reviewers who have come on, and of course, thank you to you, the Screen Teamers who listen and watch our videos. We appreciate you. So without further ado, here is review number 1000. It's the movie Inception right here on KWOC. Enjoy. News Radio 930 KWOC, and welcome to the debut edition of Screen Team right here on 930 KWOC. This is our first session, and we are reviewing the movie Inception, starring Leonardo DiCaprio. It stars him as Don Cobb, who is a skilled thief, and he's the absolute best in the dangerous art of extraction. He steals valuable secrets from deep within the subconscious during the dream state when the mind is at its most vulnerable. Also starring is Ken Wannabe, Joseph Gordon-Levitt,
Leave it to Beaver.
Leave it alone.
Tom Hardy, also Ellen Page and others. It's rated PG-13, and we have our Screen Team with us. We have Michael Hibbler and Sabrina J. Thank you guys for joining us today. And let's start off with you, Michael.
Yeah.
What was your thoughts on Inception?
I liked it. Well,
And we're done.
That's
two
Show's
thumbs
over.
up. No, it was well, I'm a big Christopher Nolan fan to begin with. Any of you out there who really like The Dark Knight or Batman Begins is really going to like this one. Christopher Nolan, I mean, he takes it to a whole new level, in my opinion, of movie making. Basically, the cinematography is outstanding, along with the special effects. See, I'm pretty, picky when it comes to special effects. I don't like it when I can really see the computer graphics, but I think he does a great job on, putting that in. So, and it's also filmed in a couple of beautiful different locations that really caught my eye, like the very beginning with Japan.
Right.
And also, it looked like an Arctic scene, and that was actually filmed in Canada. So I thought that was...
Was it really?
Awesome. Yeah.
That's very cool.
So that was...
I know they did a couple scenes in Paris, too.
Yeah.
Which were very beautiful as well, so...
But
I thought it was filmed in a box.
In a box?
Yeah.
What do you mean, like...
Like a box. He's so what is the word?
Don't worry about it. Just keep going.
I thought that the whole project looked like it was just built on a set. I mean, they could do so much with scenery and everything else and make it look like you're somewhere where you're not. So my thoughts were it was a little boxy.
A little boxy.
I just saw the whole bending of the background and the everything was set oriented. I didn't really notice the location.
Well, then again,
much.
I mean, it's supposed to be a dream. I mean, it's not going to be like...
So hold on a second. You didn't notice the Eiffel Tower? You didn't notice
I thought they were in Vegas.
Eiffel Tower? I thought that was an oil derrick. No, but I did. I really enjoyed it, but I can understand what you're talking about. But with movies nowadays, you're going to... that's a lot of the style is that. I mean, because the majority of the movie seems to be filmed in what they do with green screens.
Right.
And I don't know if we're quite at the level of technology to really get that quite out, the whole look of it being computer. But, I was still impressed. So I think that for those of you out there who like action movies, I definitely think it is a must-seer, in my opinion.
So what did you guys think of the general story, the plot? Was it easy or was it hard for you guys to follow?
You can go ahead and go first.
Well,
I feel like I'm
honestly,
hogging everything here.
You just can't afford to go pee.
Right.
You gotta stay.
And I had to.
Yeah, you did.
And I'm really upset because there's this sweet old couple next to me, and I'm like, move, I gotta go. I drink a lot of soda. Move it, old lady. I'll take your false teeth.
Take it easy. Take it easy on the mellow yellow, man.
No, yeah, that is a good point. I mean, you may want to think about getting a small soda before you go in there because, I mean, it's 2 hours and 28 minutes long, so.
No time for refills.
But plot-wise, for the first time seeing it, it may be a little bit confusing, but I think Nolan does a good job in.
I think he makes you want to come back and see it again.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Which is good.
I do want to see it again.
No,
but I think I missed a few things.
Christopher Nolan was actually talking about when he was 16, he really came up with that idea because he can somewhat, and I've had the same experience where I'm in a light sleep and I can actually control my dreams and make them, things appear from what you want. And it's not acid. I know you're going to say it's not going to say. But he was just talking about that. So he actually came up with the idea and pitched it, but before, he really wrote the whole thing, he wanted more big budget movie experience. So that's why he made the Batman movies. And then he came back with the idea, Paramount, I believe. I have to check on that. And then he wrote the script and sold it to them because he got more of the experience that he needed.
He fell asleep watching Matrix.
It definitely does have a very Matrix kind of vibe to it. And to kind of go over the plot a little bit, you got Leonardo DiCaprio. He's the main star of the film, and he and a couple of his other associates, they go into people's dreams and just kind of implant stuff in their dreams to get what they want for their clients, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Espionage of the mind.
Exactly.
That's what it is.
Yeah, and don't go to sleep on the plane, man. Don't drink anything anybody hands you. Serious, that freaked me out. I'm like, I gotta stay awake.
Well, I thought the machine was cool. The machine looked kind of like it was made in the 1960s, but I liked it. It kind of looked like one of those old reel-to-reel tape recorders.
Yeah, it was very cool. Let's talk very quickly. I just lost my train of thought.
It's okay. You can edit it out.
I definitely can. Yeah. Oh, let's talk about some of the. We were talking about the some of the scenes and the technology and the vision that Christopher Nolan has. There was a couple of scenes with Joseph Gordon-Levitt where like the walls are just just moving and there's a big fight scene that is just unbelievable.
That was awesome. You're talking about the ones where he was like floating. Because, well, one of the dream layers has started to collapse. So they start.
They lost gravity.
Yeah,
There's a fight scene without gravity, and it's amazing.
Yeah, it really is awesome.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I was impressed. That got me out of my box, even though it was in a hallway.
That's whatever. You just had to pee.
And, of course, another scene that kind of stood out to me is when Leonardo DiCaprio is talking with Ellen Page and kind of giving the audience and Ellen Page a description and an overview of what's going on with their team. She kind of finds out that she can control dreams, and she takes the city of Paris and just blows everything up and moves the city from one section on top of another section. It was really incredible.
Yeah, that's when he was sort of welcoming her to the whole crew,
to the group,
to be the architect, and that was awesome. It's like she was boxing, like this whole
box
side,
box. There's the box again.
You and your box, man. Keep your box at home.
You back in your hole. That was amazing because each side would fold up almost like a Rubik's cube, type thing. I mean, you can see the cars.
You could tell that they worked on making sure that the audience could follow along, just as they're educating the character of Ellen Page. They're educating the audience and allowing you permission to follow the rest of the story, because without that bit of information, you won't know what's going on. And then I seriously doubt that I ever did understand what was going on, because in the end, you still doubt yourself. You think you've followed every clue. You think you've followed every point that they've made, and they blow you out of the water. So now I've got to go see it again.
Yeah, well, I mean, they do that, it was kind of interesting, like a lot of movies, they kind of take the last scene, one of the last scenes at the very beginning to try to,
full circle.
Movie,
right.
Exactly. So it, bounces back to where it, it looks like it ended, but really begins.
So, in conclusion, what do you guys say? See it or miss it? What do you guys have to say?
See it. No, I definitely say see it. Like, I wouldn't mind seeing it again.
I want to see it in 3D.
Well, you get 2D.
I don't think it is in 3D. Is
yes,
it?
Yes, it is.
Is it?
Yes, it's just not here.
We can get maybe some cereal boxes and make our own glasses.
Actually, I want to go up to Ronnie's. Sorry, AMC. I want to go up there and see it in the 4D thing. But yeah.
Okay, it is rated PG-13. Do you bring the kids to see this one?
I think it's gonna be way over a kid's head.
Way
unless they're
over
a very
the kid's
intelligent, teenager. I mean, I think a lot of teens will get it, but maybe young is probably 13.
If they're having night terrors, maybe.
Yeah.
Might solve a few things for you, but otherwise, no. No, find a babysitter, go have yourself a couple of drinks before and after, and figure it out.
It really is a great movie. It is Inception, directed by Christopher Nolan, starring Leonardo DiCaprio. This is the Screen Team with Michael Hibbler, Sabrina J., and Chris Berger. Thank you so much for listening.